They didn't bury you. They built a throne in the dirt and lied to the crowd, hoping you'd never rise to sit on it. They crafted your downfall like it was a work of art. Lies wrapped in charm, whispers spun into truth, and entire rooms coached to look away when your name came up. But now, the smoke is clearing, the spotlight is shifting, and the same people who once pointed fingers are choking on their own performances. Chosen One, someone is panicking, and it's not you. Before we go deeper, like and subscribe to help spread this message to more Chosen Ones waking up across the globe. Every time you engage, it signals to YouTube that this isn't just another video. It's a spiritual warning shot, a mirror being lifted, and a gathering of those who carry the kind of truth that burns through silence. Drop 88 in the comments if you feel it. That shift, that sting, that silent earthquake telling you. They know you're not what they said you were. Because here's the truth. You were never the lie they told. You were the opposite. They didn't just misrepresent you. They intentionally flipped the script, labeled you dangerous when you were discerning, unstable when you were unshakable, dramatic when you were dead-on accurate. And now their story is unraveling in real time, not because you said a word, but because truth walks like thunder when the lies grow tired. Chosen One, what haunts them isn't just that you survived. It's that you're shining without their permission. You didn't beg to be seen. You didn't scream for validation. You became the proof. In silence, in exile, in the dark corners they hoped would break you. But here you are, rising. And that rising, it's louder than anything they ever tried to bury you with. The power of being chosen is a storm dressed in stillness. It doesn't come in with crowds or applause. It shows up with accuracy. You saw things. You felt shifts before they happened. You spoke out, not to cause chaos, but to interrupt the lie they were addicted to. And when you wouldn't play along, they didn't just reject you. They feared you, because when you walk in alignment, every false system starts to shake. That's what's happening now. Your presence exposes their pretense. Your energy cracks their illusion. That's why they tried so hard to twist your image, because deep down, they knew what you carried was real, and real is dangerous in a world addicted to performance. But the universe doesn't choose performers. It chooses warriors, vessels, disruptors. And when you carry chosen energy, it's not just light, it's confrontation, it's pressure, it's proof. You were the message wrapped in skin, the storm wearing human form. And now, your truth is walking through their lives like a spotlight they can't turn off. They told lies so often they started believing them, until reality walked in wearing your name, until the mask they wore cracked under the weight of your silence. And now, the very people who called you unstable are the ones breaking under the exposure you never had to force. The tables didn't turn, they flipped, and the panic in their eyes, that's the echo of your name bouncing off the walls they built to keep you out. Chosen One, they weren't ready for who you actually are. They only knew how to control the version of you they invented. But the truth doesn't need defending. It just needs time. And now that time has come. You're not just vindicated, you're dangerous to their illusion. You're the storm they said was over. And yet, here you are, louder in silence than they ever were in lies. So before we go any further, drop a comment with the number 88 if you feel that shift, the one where their lies are falling apart and your truth is standing undefeated. Every comment every like, every share spreads this signal to more chosen ones who've been mislabeled, misjudged, and misunderstood. This isn't just content. This is clarity in motion, a message for every soul that's been silently carrying the weight of truth. The more this spreads, the more the veil lifts. So if you know they lied, and you know you're the opposite of what they said, make your presence echo. And now, let's break this down, piece by piece, step by step, word by word. Because if you're truly carrying chosen energy, you won't just watch. You'll feel this in your bones. And I'm telling you right now, if someone's panicking, it's not you. Let's get into it. Number 1. They drew your shadow, but the light was always yours. They needed the world to see you as unstable, because if anyone believed you were right, everything they built would collapse. They didn't attack you because you were weak. They attacked you because they knew you were the threat their entire illusion couldn't survive. They had to turn you into a warning, a joke, a cautionary tale, a whisper that said, don't be like them. But what they didn't realize is this: chosen ones don't break. They rise through betrayal. They don't dissolve under darkness. They become the light source the darkness has to answer to. Chosen one, they didn't misunderstand you. They understood you too well. They saw your clarity and knew it would expose them. They felt your presence shift the atmosphere and panicked. That's why they worked overtime to paint your shadow bigger than your truth. They needed you to look unstable, so no one would take you seriously when your vision started unfolding. They couldn't destroy what you knew, so they went after how people saw you. Because if you had no credibility, your accuracy wouldn't matter. They labeled you difficult, too deep, too emotional, too intense. But you were never too much. They were just too small to handle what you were carrying. You weren't loud, you were early. You weren't bitter, you were brave. And now the mask they wore is cracking in public, and the light they tried to bury is leaking through every broken place they pretended didn't exist. They used your silence to frame you. They used your restraint as proof of guilt. They used your isolation as a weapon, not realizing your solitude was your sharpening. You weren't left out because you were lost. You were pulled aside by the universe for protection. And now, the very hands that tried to bury you are the ones trembling under the weight of everything you saw coming first. You were the one they laughed at. Now you're the one people whisper about with wide eyes. They were right all along. You were the storm before the storm, not the cause of chaos, but the forecast they refused to believe. You were called the problem, when all along you were the prophetic pattern breaker. Remember this: Martin Luther King Jr. was labeled a threat to peace. Malcolm X was called dangerous. Harriet Tubman was a criminal. Every voice that disrupted a lie was first framed as the enemy of order. Not because they were wrong, but because they were effective. You walk in that same energy. Your presence doesn't ask for truth, it demands it. That's why they reacted the way they did. Not out of confusion, out of fear. And some of you have been asking yourself, why did they come for me so hard? Why did people I never harmed try to ruin me? Here's the answer: because you exposed their comfort without even trying. Your authenticity stripped the power from their performance. Your discernment pierced through their manipulation. You were the one who could see through the applause, the fake alliances, the spiritual masks, the rehearsed unity. You didn't even speak all the time, But your energy confronted the lie without you saying a word. They drew your shadow, they constructed your downfall, and now their own narrative is devouring them. Because the truth has a funny way of showing up without needing to knock. It walks in uninvited and sits down like it always had the right. And now, that's what your presence is doing. Every space you enter, your silence shouts, "I survived everything you tried to do to me." Let them panic. Let them choke on the fear they projected onto you. Let them scramble to explain how the same person they mocked is now the person everyone's watching. They told the world you were broken, but now the world is seeing you rise unbothered and undeniable, and that haunts them, because if you're not what they said, then people are going to start asking who the liar really was. They wanted you erased, but now your image is clear. They tried to blur your light, but it's burning through every lie like a torch in a cave. And the scariest part for them, you didn't have to say a word. You just kept walking. You just kept showing up. You just kept aligning. And the universe did the rest. They branded you crazy because your clarity scared them. They called you delusional because your timing didn't match theirs. But look around. They're not laughing anymore. The rooms that once echoed with whispers about you are now filled with silence and second thoughts. The ones who doubted you are doubling back. The ones who slandered you are shrinking. And the ones who once stood against you are now quietly hoping they can stand near you when it all falls apart. And you owe no explanations, because what you carry isn't up for debate. It's unfolding in real time. You were always the light. They just couldn't admit that their systems were built in shadows. They wanted you to question yourself so you'd never have the confidence to carry what you were born for. But Chosen One, you are not the shadow they drew. You are the sun that kept rising no matter how many clouds they tried to stack above you. And now, the clouds are clearing, the fog is lifting, and your truth is shining in places they can't cover anymore. Let that be their panic. Let your name be the echo they hear when their lies fall apart. Because no matter what they said, the truth is, you were never the villain in their story. You were the ending of their illusion. And now, the light they tried to silence is walking through every room, every heart, every conversation they once thought they controlled. The light was always yours. You just had to outlive the shadows, and now you have. Number 2, the mirror cracked, and their reflection exposed the lie. You weren't the problem, you were just too honest for their performance. Chosen One, let's make this clear. They never feared your flaws, they feared your clarity. They feared what your presence did to their illusion. You didn't bring drama into the room, you brought a mirror. And when they looked into it, they saw every fracture they'd spent years covering up. That's why they flinched when you spoke. That's why they looked for any excuse to frame you, because you weren't reflecting chaos, you were reflecting them. They weren't trying to protect the group. They weren't trying to keep the peace. They weren't shielding anyone from your so-called instability. They were protecting the image, the carefully curated version of reality that you were a walking contradiction to. You didn't match their narrative, and in a room full of masks, the unmasked face is always the enemy. And here's the brutal truth they can't say out loud. You never had to say anything to be a threat. Your stillness, your silence, your knowing gaze, that was enough. Because people performing lies don't fear confrontation. They fear exposure. And Chosen One, that's what your energy does. It exposes. Without intention, without force. Just your alignment pressures the atmosphere, and suddenly people who were comfortable in their dysfunction feel like they're suffocating. You were the mirror that cracked the stage, that exposed the rehearsal, that turned the script inside out. They didn't exile you because you were dangerous. They exiled you because you were disruptively accurate. You saw too much, heard too deep, and felt too strongly to ignore what was being swept under the rug. You didn't go looking for flaws, but your spirit couldn't unsee the rot behind the praise, the secrets behind the smiles, the games behind the so-called grace. So they turned the story. They had to, because if you weren't the problem, then someone else was. And that truth? It cost too much. It risked too much. It meant people would have to take accountability, and accountability doesn't clap. It doesn't flatter. It doesn't keep fake leaders in power or let cowards stay comfortable. So instead of changing, they went after the mirror. They shattered your image in every room they could, not because they believed their version, but because they couldn't survive yours. But here's what they forgot. Mirrors may break, but reflections always return. And now, their reflection is staring back at them in every consequence they tried to avoid. The same people who used to laugh when your name was mentioned are starting to ask questions. The same ones who nodded along with the slander are side-eyeing the ones who spoke it. Why? Because the cracks are visible now. The story doesn't hold anymore. And your absence, it only made your truth louder. They wanted to manage perception, but truth doesn't stay buried. It leaks, it whispers, it grows like vines through concrete. And now their story is unraveling in front of the very crowd they manipulated, all because the mirror they smashed is now everywhere, in how things are falling apart, in how people are leaving, in how their once untouchable image is slowly fading into something they can't edit. And you stood through it all. You let them lie. You let them perform. You let them believe the crowd would never question it. But what they didn't count on was the weight of your silence. Because a chosen one doesn't need to fight for recognition. The universe does that for them. And now it's doing the work, exposing, collapsing, revealing. Because once truth has seen the stage, it doesn't leave without turning the lights on. They thought they could destroy the mirror and keep the illusion. But the lie depended on your silence. And now your absence feels like a spotlight. Their reflection has no place to hide. They're scrambling to redirect, to rewrite, to rebrand. But it's too late. The mirror cracked, and what it showed can't be unseen. And here's the part that really eats at them. You never came for revenge. You didn't retaliate. You didn't go on a campaign to expose them. You just kept being. And that being, that quiet confidence, that unbothered clarity, that divine alignment, it became proof of everything they said you weren't. That's what haunts them. Not what you did, but who you are. Chosen One, understand this. Your honesty wasn't the disruption. It was the alarm before the collapse. They didn't listen, and now their own lies are suffocating them. You were never the villain. You were the mirror. And now, the mirror's not broken anymore. It's everywhere, and it's telling the truth they can't escape. Number 3. You were never alone. They just couldn't handle the light you carried. You were never alone. They just couldn't handle the light you carried. Chosen one, let's shut that lie down right now. You were never abandoned. You were never cast aside because you didn't matter. You weren't isolated because you were broken. That was never the reason. The universe didn't leave you. It shielded you. It protected you. Because the truth is, the space around you wasn't empty. It was sacred. You weren't left out. You were hidden in plain sight, like a diamond in a field of mirrors. Too real, too rare, and too dangerous for the fake to hold. So stop saying you were alone. That's the lie they fed you to keep you questioning yourself, to keep you shrinking, to keep you small. Because if you ever realized what you really carried, if you ever knew the weight of your light, their whole illusion would have cracked sooner. The silence around you wasn't abandonment. It was alignment. It was the universe stepping between you and what could have infected your calling. You weren't weak. You were too strong to be misused. You weren't left behind. You were pulled back so the fallout wouldn't touch you. And yes, you cried. Yes, you begged for connection. Yes, you questioned your worth. But while you were mourning your exile, the universe was building your elevation. Let this sink in. The universe doesn't isolate the fragile. It protects the forceful. If they could have handled your frequency, they would have clung to you. But your light burned through their performance. Your presence exposed their illusions. And instead of rising to meet you, they hid from you, then blamed you for making them uncomfortable in their own skin. You weren't too intense. They were too committed to staying asleep. That loneliness you felt, that aching silence, that was spiritual insulation. That was divine strategy. Because the room couldn't hold you, not when the room was filled with people who couldn't stand their own reflection once your truth walked in. You weren't surrounded by emptiness. You were wrapped in clarity, in protection, in power. They didn't walk away because you failed. They distanced themselves because you mirrored everything they didn't want to face. And when that mirror wouldn't crack, they tried to walk past it like you didn't matter. But the thing about light, you can't unsee it once it's been revealed. So stop mourning what was never meant to walk with you. Stop begging to be understood in rooms too shallow to recognize the depth you bring. You are not lonely. You are not forgotten. You were set apart, not because you're less, because you're more than they can carry. You are not lost. You are located precisely in the palm of purpose. Chosen one, your isolation was never punishment. It was a shield, a strategy, a sacred pause before the universe unleashed you into rooms, now trembling for what you're about to say. So hold your head high, because the silence wasn't empty. It was full of everything trying to protect your power. Number 4. They panicked the moment you stopped explaining yourself. You don't owe explanations to people committed to misunderstanding you. Chosen one, the moment you stopped defending yourself, that's when the fear hit them. That's when their control started slipping. Not when you spoke, not when you cried, not when you tried to be heard, but when you went silent. Because your silence wasn't surrender. It was separation. It was strategy. It was the final act of power they never saw coming. See, their grip on you wasn't built on truth. It was built on confusion. As long as you were explaining yourself, they had leverage. As long as you were justifying, clarifying, proving, they had control. Your self-doubt was their script. They knew if they could keep you spinning, second-guessing, apologizing for the light you carried, you'd never stop to ask why they couldn't face it in the first place. But then, something shifted. You got quiet, not because you gave up, but because you finally woke up. You realized you weren't the problem. You realized no amount of explanation was going to satisfy people who never intended to understand you. You realized that clarity doesn't beg, and truth doesn't repeat itself. And in that moment, you became untouchable. That's when they panicked, because the silence you chose stripped them of the power they only ever had through manipulation. When you stopped engaging, you stopped feeding their illusion. Your silence forced them to face what they were trying to avoid, the weight of their own behavior, the guilt they buried under blame, the lies they dressed as concern, the manipulation they cloaked in fake compassion. You unplugged from the game, and they've been scrambling ever since. Chosen One, understand this. Your voice was never the issue. It was their inability to stand next to someone who didn't need them to validate their vision. And when you stopped asking for their understanding, you exposed how deeply they depended on your confusion to maintain their position. They needed you to think you were crazy so they could keep pretending they were sane. But the tables turned the moment you realized silence is sacred. You didn't need the last word. You were the final truth. And that kind of calm, that kind of stillness, it terrifies people who thought they had you figured out. Now they don't know what to say. They don't know how to spin it. Because the version of you they trained people to hate is no longer playing the role. And the real you, the healed you, the quiet, clear, focused you, that's the one they can't defeat. Because that version of you owes them nothing. No more explanations, no more proving, no more shrinking to fit a script that was never written for you in the first place. Let them panic. Let them sit in the silence they thought would break you. Because now they're realizing it's breaking them. And you're finally free. Number 5. They sold your name in darkness. Now it's lighting up the sky. Chosen One, let's talk about the price they put on your name. They whispered it in back rooms. They passed it around like poison in private. They twisted it into something unrecognizable, hoping if they spoke the lie often enough, it would erase the truth of who you are. But your name was never theirs to destroy. It belonged to the universe. And now, that same name they sold in darkness is lighting up the sky like fire they can't put out. They thought they could assassinate your character quietly and keep their image clean. They thought their slander would spread faster than your truth. But what they didn't account for was the unshakable alignment you walked in. They didn't understand that the universe doesn't need defense teams. It needs time. And time has revealed everything. You don't have to defend your past. You don't have to explain the version of you they distorted. Because the present is clearing your name for you, your actions, your consistency, your peace, your growth, your lack of retaliation. Every move you've made since they came for you has been a silent thunderclap, breaking the narrative they worked so hard to create. And now people are starting to see clearly. The real villain was never you. They sold your name to buy silence. They used your identity as currency to protect their performance. And it worked for a while. People believed them. you were misunderstood. You were cast out. You were treated like a warning sign. But here's the twist they never saw coming. The same name they tried to bury is now blooming in places they never had access to. The same name they mocked behind closed doors is now being mentioned with reverence in rooms they'll never be invited into. Let it burn them. Let them watch you rise with the name they tried to ruin. Let them witness your elevation without apology. Because while they were investing in gossip, you were investing in alignment. While they were rehearsing your downfall, the universe was preparing your confirmation. And now, they're quiet. They don't laugh when your name is brought up anymore. They lower their eyes. They shift in their seats. Because reality has become a mirror, and everything they projected onto you is now bouncing back onto them. You were the target. Now you're the testimony. You were the punchline. Now you're the proof. Chosen one, you never needed to clear your name. You just had to keep walking, keep living, keep being. And now the name they dragged is flying above every storm they swore would take you out. You are the proof that what's said in the dark can't outrun what's revealed in the light. Let them see it. Let them sit with it. Because the name they tried to destroy, it's glowing now, and they can't dim it. Number 6. They're not confused, they're caught. Chosen one, let's drop the niceties and say it plain. They're not confused, they're caught. So don't fall for the fake apologies. Don't entertain the rewrites. Don't let them gaslight you into thinking they just didn't know. Oh, they knew exactly what they were doing. Every jab, every whisper, every smear was calculated. Every time they left you out, doubted your word, or twisted your intentions, it was intentional, not misunderstanding, malice. They weren't trying to protect others. They weren't just reacting. They were targeting you because your presence threatened the illusion they built their identity on. And when someone can't control your truth, they try to destroy your image. That's what happened. This wasn't confusion. It was premeditated protection of the lie. And now that the truth is ripping through the room like wildfire, they want to act like it was all a mistake. Absolutely not. You don't get to lie, sabotage, and slander, and then play dumb when it backfires. They didn't accidentally isolate you. They chose it. They didn't misspeak. They crafted narratives. They didn't misunderstand. They manipulated. Chosen one, stop softening the blow of what really happened. This is not about bitterness. It's about accuracy. Because when you call it what it is, you take your power back. And what it was deliberate character assassination. They painted you as the problem so no one would notice the dysfunction they were protecting. They used gaslighting as a weapon, not a shield. They blurred the truth just enough to keep people guessing. And now that the fog is lifting, they're sweating. Now they want to pretend their hands are clean. Now they want to distance themselves from the very drama they created. Now they're playing innocent while the consequences spin around them like a tornado. But chosen one, this is where your clarity matters more than your compassion. Because this isn't the time to let them rewrite history. This is the time to let the truth stand unshaken. Let's be clear, they didn't break you by accident. They targeted you to maintain control. They chose their image over your truth. They chose fake peace over real alignment. And now that the truth is too loud to ignore, they're rewriting the script to paint themselves as uninformed. But you remember, you lived it. You know exactly who switched up, who stayed silent, who fanned the flames, and then ran when it got hot. This is your moment to stand firm in your knowing. Don't dilute it. Don't dress it up. They weren't confused. They were calculated. They weren't hesitant. They were hoping no one would ever find out. But the universe always brings balance. And now they're exposed, fully, publicly, uncomfortably. So let them squirm, let them stutter, let them feel the weight of everything they tried to dodge. You don't owe them grace they never showed you. You don't owe them space they tried to rip from you. What you owe is the truth. And the truth is this. They didn't make a mistake. They made a move, and now it's coming back. Number 7. They lied loud, but the truth walked in without a word. Chosen One, the volume of their voice was never about confidence. It was about control. They weren't loud because they were certain. They were loud because they were scared. Scared that if they didn't shout their lie on repeat, someone might notice that your silence held more weight than all their accusations combined. And now, the silence is deafening, but this time, it's theirs. Lies need an audience. They need repetition. They need allies to echo them until the repetition starts to sound like truth. But truth doesn't beg. Truth doesn't campaign. Truth doesn't need backup. It just waits. And when the timing is right, it enters like a force of nature, quiet, unannounced, undeniable. That's what's happening now. All the noise they made about you, it's collapsing under the weight of your stillness. They had to be loud because they knew the truth was never on their side. They had to tell the same story to 10 different people, 100 different times, hoping repetition would do what evidence couldn't. They had to make you look unstable so that no one would ask questions about why your words hit so deep. They had to paint you as the problem so no one would see the cracks in the system you were exposing. But now, the truth is walking in, not with noise, but with results, with receipts, with reality that lines up exactly with the vision you tried to share. The same people who once smiled while they whispered about, you are now quiet when your name is mentioned. Not because they've suddenly gained respect, but because the universe is checking everything they spoke, and the math is not in their favor. The narrative they built is breaking, the image they projected is crumbling, and the lie they rehearsed, it's shaking under the pressure of unfiltered reality, because truth doesn't knock, it doesn't wait in line for its turn. Truth enters with authority, sits down in every space where your name was dragged, and lays out the facts, with no emotion, no apology, and no need for validation. And the most powerful part, you never had to defend yourself. You didn't chase their approval. You didn't try to correct every version of their lie. You let them talk. You let them twist. You let them build their stage. And now the whole play's burning, and you're standing untouched, watching everything they tried to pin on you fall back on them. Let's be real. You were the threat because you didn't fight back. That scared them more than anything. Because when someone refuses to get dirty, refuses to argue, refuses to stoop low, that's when people start asking why. And the moment people started looking closer, the story cracked. The silence they thought made you guilty actually made them nervous, because while they were performing, you were preparing. While they were gossiping, you were growing. While they were lying, you were aligning. Chosen one, this is the part they never expected, that the universe would do what they tried to prevent you from doing. That truth would come without your help and still choose your side, because the universe doesn't need your defense. It just needed you to stay in position. And because you did, everything they built on your name is collapsing in real time. The same mouths that slandered you are now silent in every room your name enters. Not because they've changed, but because they've been exposed. They're not sorry, they're scared. Scared that someone might start asking real questions. Scared that someone might replay the timeline and realize you were right from the start. Scared that the silence you carry now is not defeat, but confirmation. This is what it means to be chosen. It's not about being liked. It's not about clapping back. It's not about proving yourself every time someone throws shade. It's about trusting that when you align with truth, truth will move on your behalf. It may not be loud, it may not be immediate, but when it comes, it doesn't miss. So let the silence speak now. Let the absence of their slander say more than their insults ever did. Let your continued peace confuse the chaos they tried to stir, because at the end of the day, truth doesn't lose. It just takes its time, and then shows up like it never left. You weren't quiet because you were weak. You were quiet because you didn't need the noise. And now, the echo of truth is bouncing off every wall they once tried to trap you in, and it's saying the one thing they never wanted to hear. You were never the liar. They were. Number 8. They thought they were smearing you. They were writing your resume. They called you unstable, but now their reality's collapsing and you're still standing. Chosen one, let's make this brutally clear. They thought they were destroying you, but they were documenting your strength. Every lie they told, every whisper they spread, every insult they crafted. They thought they were erasing you, but what they were really doing was building your legacy brick by brick. They were writing your resume in reverse, never realizing that every attempt to bury you became evidence of your endurance. They didn't break you. They exposed themselves. They thought slander would stop your momentum, but all it did was prove you were a threat worth talking about. They thought character assassination would isolate you, but it actually insulated you. It trained your discernment, it filtered your circle, it forced you to rely on alignment over applause. And now, while their image is unraveling, you're walking forward with a resume not built on followers or fame, but on resilience. The same people who called you too emotional, unbalanced, difficult, are now navigating a mess they can't manage, and all the fingers are pointing back to them. Because you didn't fall apart. You flourished in the same soil they tried to poison. They thought the rumors would destroy your credibility, but instead they highlighted your capacity. Because only the strong get lied on that much. Only the aligned get targeted that hard. Only the chosen spark that much fear with silence. See, when you're not part of the performance, you become the threat to the production. You were never trying to steal the spotlight. You just refused to bow to their script. So they did what cowards always do when truth won't play along. They smeared what they couldn't silence. But what they didn't count on, the universe keeping receipts. They were stacking lies, but the universe was stacking lessons, confirmations, and receipts. And now that their reality is collapsing, the resume you never asked for is speaking louder than their slander ever did. They underestimated the power of being chosen. They thought their words were the final say. But when the universe anoints you, no smear campaign can reverse it. And now, the joke they made out of your name is backfiring. Because the storm they said you were lost in, you walked through it. And they're still stuck at the edge, watching you thrive in what they thought would break you. Chosen one, don't even flinch. Their lies never defined you. They exposed them. Your resume isn't written in ink. It's carved in storms, sealed in silence, and stamped by the survival they swore you wouldn't make it through. You didn't fold. You didn't flinch. You flourished. And now they're choking on the very narrative they created. Let them watch. Let them sit in the ruins of their lies while you rise with the proof. You didn't need revenge. You became the result. Number 9. You were the evidence they hoped no one would notice. Chosen one, you weren't just inconvenient to their lie. You were the contradiction they couldn't erase. Your very existence was a spotlight in a room full of shadows. They knew they couldn't match your clarity, so they tried to drown it. They couldn't explain your intuition, so they questioned your sanity. They couldn't silence your energy, so they tried to ruin your name. But here's what they didn't expect. Every time you survived, they panicked harder. They built their lies like fortresses, confident that no one would see through them until you walked in. Not with a sword, not with vengeance, not with a plan to take anyone down. You simply showed up in truth. And truth doesn't need to shout when it shifts the room just by breathing. You were the quiet storm that unsettled everything they called normal. You were the walking contradiction to the illusion they were invested in. They said you were broken, but you kept showing up whole. They said you were bitter, but your energy spoke peace. They said you were lost, but you were always aligned. And that scared them, because if you were right, then they were wrong. And if people started seeing you for who you truly were, then the whole web they spun would start unraveling. So they worked overtime to blur your image. But the problem with truth is, it glows under pressure. And you kept glowing, kept rising, kept moving forward, even with arrows in your back. Like a phoenix flying over the ashes, your very survival lit their narrative on fire. Every step you took away from the wreckage became a testimony they couldn't bury. You didn't have to prove anything. Your life became the proof. That's what crushed them. Not your words, not your responses, but the fact that you were still standing after everything they did to break you. And let's tell the truth here. They were hoping you'd stay down, not because they thought you were weak, but because they couldn't afford to see you rise. Your comeback is an indictment. Your peace is a weapon. Your glow-up is a problem they can't spin, because now people are watching you, really watching you, and suddenly the narrative doesn't match the reality. So what do? They go quiet, they backpedal, they avoid eye contact when your name is mentioned, because the truth is out, and you're the walking proof that they lied, that the issue wasn't you, it was their inability to control someone they couldn't outshine. You were the evidence they tried to erase, the page they ripped from the book. The truth they prayed no one would see standing in plain sight. But the universe? It doesn't hide what it once revealed. And now, you're undeniable. Let your presence do the talking. Let your peace be the pressure. Because everything they said you weren't, you are. Everything they said you'd never be, you've become. And now they're choking on the story they created. All because the one they tried to bury became the fire they can't put out. You didn't just survive the lie. You became the evidence that burns it down. Number 10. The universe didn't just choose you, it weaponized you. You weren't sent to be understood. You were sent to be undeniable. Chosen one, the universe didn't just pick you, it prepared you. It didn't just bless you with sight, it sharpened you into a weapon. You're not just intuitive, you're impactful. You're not just aware, you're activated. You weren't placed here to be accepted by the crowd. You were dropped into the middle of false systems to disrupt everything that couldn't survive your truth. They thought being chosen meant being gifted. What they never realized is that being chosen means being forged. You weren't handed power. You were broken, refined, and remade by it. You walked through hell without a map, with people mocking your pain, misunderstanding your silence, twisting your truth. But what came out the other side wasn't weak. It was weaponized. You're not here to fit in. You're here to cut through the noise and leave only what's real standing. And now, look around. The collapse you're witnessing isn't karma, it's confirmation. It's the truth catching up to every lie that tried to outpace you. It's the breakdown of every system that couldn't handle your presence. They mocked you for being intense, for being emotional, for being too much. But now, that same intensity is the force they can't ignore, the vibration shaking everything fake into rubble. They thought your silence meant defeat. What they didn't know is that silence is how weapons are loaded. And now that you've stepped into your power, now that you've stopped explaining yourself, now that you've owned the fire they tried to make you ashamed of, the fallout has started. You didn't lift a hand, you didn't say a word, yet everything they built is cracking under the pressure of the one thing they couldn't control, your existence. Chosen one, don't let anyone convince you you're here to make people comfortable. You are divine disruption in motion. The universe didn't select you to be soft. It chose you to be unshakable. You weren't born to be easy to digest. You were born to be impossible to dismiss. Your light doesn't just shine. It confronts. It convicts. It calls things out of alignment without even speaking. You didn't go through what you went through to come out quiet. You didn't survive betrayal, isolation, slander, and spiritual war just to blend back into systems that collapse under your frequency. You are not too much. You are just enough to wreck every lie they thought was eternal. So now, walk boldly, speak rarely. Let your presence finish the story. There's no need to scream when the truth walks with you. There's no need to retaliate when the universe has weaponized your very being as the answer they tried to silence. You don't need to announce yourself anymore. The energy you carry arrives before you do. And when they feel it, and oh they do, they'll remember every time they doubted you, every time they tried to paint you small, every time they thought they'd won. But now, you don't even need to look back. You're too busy being undeniable. And now, chosen one, as the dust settles and the truth stands louder than every lie they ever told, Remember this: you were never the villain. You were the shift. What collapsed around them wasn't coincidence. It was confirmation. You don't need to argue. You don't need to explain. You already won. If this message lit something in your spirit, like this video, subscribe for more truth like this, and drop the number 77 in the comments if you know you're walking in your chosen energy. Share this with someone who needs the reminder: the truth never needed a crowd.